WeatherTight Exteriors in Rapid City. I got to tell you, I just worked with WeatherTight on replacing the roof at my house, and the process was seamless working with this great local company. They were an outstanding advocate helping us get things in place. I believe in the work that they do, but not just me. They've been voted Best of the Black Hills 5 years in a row. When the time comes to replace your roof, siding, even windows, WeatherTight is the local company you can count on. Remember, weathertight.com.
Get ready for the best Christmas party in town. Jingle and mingle at the Box Elder Event Center on December 7th. Let us handle the planning while you bring the holiday cheer. Join us for laughs with Sayleesh, the hypnotist comedian. And don't forget your ugliest Christmas sweater for a chance to win a prize.
Have you been naughty or nice?
Special room rates at Courtyard by Marriott are available. Grab your tickets now at thebox.live. And let's make this Christmas party the highlight of the year.
We all know life's busy, and if you get sick, you can get behind pretty quick. That's where Black Hills Urgent Care comes in. No appointments needed, no long waits, just fast, affordable care to get you feeling better quicker. Black Hills Urgent Care has 2 locations in Rapid City on Haynes Avenue and Mountain View Road. You can simply check in online at bhucare.com. That's with the letter U, bhucare.com. When you need care, see the team at Black Hills Urgent Care, the faster way to get better.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM. Fox Sports Rapid City.
Fox Sports! And here's what you need to know.
We start in the NFL where Dallas Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott told Yahoo Sports that he wants Mike McCarthy to return as the Cowboys head coach next season. In speaking with Yahoo today, Dak emphasized that he, quote, wholeheartedly, end quote, believes in McCarthy as the Cowboys head coach. The NFL suspended Texans linebacker Azeez Al-Shire for 3 games for his hit on Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence in Week 13. NFL Vice President John Runyon handed down the discipline, saying that aside from the actual violation, that Al-Shire's further actions also showed a lack of sportsmanship and respect for the game. Nick Caserio's response.
So I think the big thing from our and talk about a player who's never been suspended, never been ejected. So now we're saying that he's going to be suspended for 3 games?
Shire is expected to appeal that 3-game ban. Commanders corner Marshawn Lattimore expected to make his debut after their bye week. I'm Dan Beyer.
It's time for South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. This is the Nate Brown Show, featuring live callers, great interviews, and thought-provoking sports talk. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
All right, welcome in on a Tuesday night. Your drive home ready to go, and it's South Dakota's Sports Talk Show. Thanks for being here. Appreciate that. Thanks for making the show possible. Appreciate you and all the supporters across South Dakota. It is the Nate Brown Show live and ready on Fox Sports Radio. A lot to cover tonight. Good stuff across the board. Let's get going, huh? Take a look at the Forever Lawn guest lineup here on the Nate Brown Show. Brought to you by Forever Lawn. The best lineup of artificial grass in South Dakota is at Forever Lawn, South Dakota. Canine grass, sports grass, golf greens, landscape grass. It's all there, ready to install on both sides of the state. As a matter of fact, across the state, wherever you listen to this program from, you may think, oh, Forever Lawn, artificial grass, what's that all about? Google it. Take a look. They can do a lot for your home, your turf fields, your playgrounds, your dogs. Google Forever Lawn in South Dakota. Take a look for yourself. I went out to their headquarters. Outstanding. Unbelievable quality product from a quality company. Forever Lawn in South Dakota. Get started today. Let's get started on a Tuesday looking at the Forever Lawn guest lineup. I've got Gary Sharp tonight from Omaha. We'll talk Huskers. I saw this coming yesterday. Some Husker news continuing to flow out, so let's get an update where Nebraska's at. Gary Sharp covering the Huskers, 1620 The Zone out of Omaha. We will go high school with Jake Terry tonight. Jake Terry's the head football coach at Elk Point Jefferson. Why do I have him on? He's on the football advisory committee for South Dakota High School football. They had a meeting yesterday, threw out some things. I want to get his take on what else they may be looking at when it comes to high school football. Jake Terry, Elk Point Jefferson head coach. Craig Maddox on tonight, SDPB Sports, longtime South Dakota sports broadcaster, Sioux Falls' own. Craig Maddox is in, and we'll go to the Twin Cities for Thor Nystrom, talking Vikings, NFL, and college football with Thor Nystrom, college football analyst for Fantasy Life, in from the Twin Cities tonight. Packed on a Tuesday. Welcome in on Fox Sports Radio. A reminder, you can watch this show live on Twitter. Follow us and watch us at Nate Brown Show. I just ran into a Twitter follower in the gas station. Look out. It was a pleasant interaction. I'm kidding. It was great. It was outstanding. Follow us on Twitter at Nate Brown Show. Watch the show live. Welcome in studio there. And finally, one more spot. The YouTube channel is up and live right now. Search The Nate Brown Show. Subscribe to the channel. You've got every show live and archived. The Nate Brown Show on YouTube. All right, remember our number if you want to be part of the conversation. We welcome you in tonight. 605-720-1067. Book it. 605-720-1067. That's the Pizza Ranch studio hotline and the Barons Wilson listener text line. Text the show. 605-720-1067. Same number. If you can't call, you can text on the Barons Wilson text line. All right? Okay. I didn't think I was going to have to do this today. I did not think I was going to have to do this today. And I'm not being cute. I'm past that. I'm past the point of rescue. I'm serious about this. This cannot be a serious debate. This cannot be a serious debate. The Heisman Trophy debate. That's what I want to know. Is this a real debate? Because it's looking like a real debate on social media. Is social media a real place? I don't... What am I talking... Well, okay, I'm seeing this. I was going to leave it alone. I thought there really isn't a heated debate over the Heisman Trophy this year. Why do I say this? Well, the Heisman Trophy ballots went out yesterday. Okay, the ballots went out yesterday. The vote happens with the writers and everyone else. There's South Dakota sports media members who are Heisman Trophy voters, by the way, not me. They wouldn't give me that responsibility. So there are South Dakota voters. I hope you vote the right way. I'm going to try and influence you right now. This is my campaign. So the Heisman Trophy ballots went out yesterday. They'll vote on it this week. They'll announce it next Monday. And then they'll have the presentation where we all find out next weekend. Okay, so that's how it goes. People are going to know on the inside by Monday. The big presentation and the award goes out next weekend. And I didn't think this debate was going to get that heated. I really didn't think it was going to get that heated, but I'm seeing people and the world we live in today, social media is the place where everybody sounds off and everybody's an expert. And so they said, I've seen people say, I don't know about this Heisman Trophy. I'm going to go with Ashton Genty at Boise State. Travis Hunter's just, he's just really not dominant in any spot. He's an okay wide receiver. He's an okay DB. I didn't think I was going to have to debate this Heisman Trophy thing because we haven't had to debate it for quite some time. There's usually somebody that is above the rest, usually. Sometimes you go back and forth, and maybe the award is just past the point for you. Maybe you're like, it's the Heisman. It's the best college football award, the most recognizable award. If you walk down the street today, you know the Heisman. You can run into people. They know the Heisman. We don't know all the other awards, so I'm sticking with the Heisman today. And the debate, to me, is crazy. The debate is crazy. So if you had a Heisman vote, South Dakota sports fans, I'm going to open this up to you. I want to know on the text line tonight, 605-720-1067. I want to know on the text line tonight, who would you vote for in the Heisman Trophy Award? I want to know if I've just lost my mind. I didn't get much sleep the other night. I'm rebounded today. I'm much more calm. I'm collected. I want to know who you would vote for on the Barons Wilson text line, 605-720-1067. Boise State running back Ashton Genty, Travis Hunter, Colorado. That's it. Those are the two. There might be other finalists, but those are the two. That's it. And honestly, today, the reason I have to bring it up on the show, I said, well, we come up with sports debates, some thought-provoking sports talk. There really isn't much thought here. There's not much thought. Now, let me bring you inside the show. Matt Kearney, the producer of the Nate Brown Show, is a Boise State homer like you wouldn't believe. And I didn't bring this up today because of Matt Kearney, believe it or not. I mean, I know we debate all day, every day. So I didn't bring it up. I actually see people trying to get this as a real debate. They're trying to get this as a real, question. Who should win the Heisman Trophy next weekend? You guys honestly don't think it's a question, right? Ashton Jeanty, over 2,200 yards. We're talking about an unbelievable running back, right? Well, of course he's good. But you've never seen anybody like Travis Hunter. I mean, we haven't really. The guy is people say, well, he plays a lot of plays. That's not the kicker. That is a factor, but that's not the kicker. Can we just take a step back and say, Ashton Jeanty's the best running back in the country, right? I'll give him that, 2,200 yards. I mean, this is a big number, 2,288 yards. That's a big number. You got a 2,000-yard rusher. I mean, you got to think about today's football world. That's impressive. That's great. I don't have to take away from Ashton Jeanty to just tell you, Jeanty's the best running back in the country. That's fine. Hunter is top 5 wide receiver and top 5 defensive back at the same time. He's not top 5 wide receiver, top 30 DB. He's top 5, and I don't think you can debate that today, right? I mean, I don't think you guys can debate that. If you're fair, if you're looking at it, you can't say, well, like I see on social media today, he's just not great. He's not dominant. Are you kidding me? I mean, have you watched Travis Hunter's games? They don't throw to him. He's given up 1 touchdown all year. That's not bad. I mean, that's not bad. Playing every play on defense in the Big 12 where they're tossing it all over the place. He's given up 1 TD, and I was there, by the way, against Utah. How about that? He's given up 1 TD. So I've seen this guy up close and personal. Am I biased tonight? Could you say I'm biased? Well, just as a sports guy, as I watch this, I do have to say Jeanty has done this in the Mountain West, and I am a Mountain West guy. I've watched so much Mountain West football for 20 years. I mean, I've watched it a ton. So I'm a Mountain West guy. But it's not Power 4. There's some people you can walk over there. Boise State has been the cream of the crop, the dominator in that league, and that does matter. That does matter. Travis Hunter, to me, the argument, I don't have to get into all the stats. I don't have to, but he leads the Big 12 in receiving touchdowns. He's number 5 in the nation in receiving yards. Number 5 in the nation. I mean, think about that. This is, you can go through all the stats, and we can have Stat Boy and everybody here. This is a top 5 wide receiver and a top 5 defensive back, same season. That's the end of the story. You've never seen anything like Travis Hunter at that level. There's been great DBs like Charles Woodson, who moonlighted some offensive stuff. I mean, they did some of that. But he's done it. I mean, we're talking 135 plays in a game and the number 1 player on the field every game. The number 1 player on the field every game. Jeanty's the best running back. This would be, if we want to be fair, this would be Ashton Jeanty turning around and playing linebacker and being the leading tackler in the Mountain West on top of the leading rusher. That's what this would be. So why do we just have to play this funny game? Well, I think Jeanty's just, darn near a historic season rushing the ball. I just think he's the guy. This can't even be close. So let's go to the text line. Let's see here. Am I delusional? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Let's see. Listener text. I'm going to go with Dylan Raiola. Come on, folks. Let's have some fun tonight. Thank you for that laugh. I appreciate it. It's got to be Ashton Jeanty. Leads the nation in rushing. Best running back season since Barry Sanders. I get that. I get that. But in the same turn, would he turn around and play linebacker and lead the Mountain West in tackles? Could he be top 5 linebacker in the country? No, he's not. I mean, he's just not. Travis Hunter can do both, and he's high elite at both. He's elite at both. PFF does these grades. You know PFF, right? So they do all the grades. He's got the number 3 cornerback grade defensively in the country. Number 3 in the country, cornerback grade. And you look at the receiving side, yeah, he's doing pretty good there as well. Led the receiving grade is number 7. Receiving grade, number 7. 14 touchdowns through the air. 14 touchdowns receiving for Hunter. That's top 2. So I just can't do it. I can't do the debate. But it's a debate here on the Nate Brown Show. We've got people voting. And we'll see if the Heisman Trophy voters are going to get this done. This will be this is a Travis Hunter award, and I don't think it's going to be really, really close. I don't think. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think it should be close. Genty, great season. It's not Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State. It's not Barry. It's at Boise State. It's in the Mountain West, and that does play a factor. That does play a factor. And then he's not going both ways at all. And that's a huge factor. Let's see. I would vote for Genty. I'm going to go Hunter. Another listener text. Travis Hunter deserves it. Okay. Let's see. Where are you at here on Twitter? This is a fun place to be on the Nate Brown Show. Follow us at Nate Brown Show. Vote in our question of the day tonight. If you had a Heisman vote, South Dakota, you have a Heisman vote, who would you be voting for this season? And be fair. Be fair. You can't be like Matt Kearney, who's wearing a Boise State hooded sweatshirt as I speak. I unveil the truth. I am a truth teller. You may disagree. He's got it on right here in the studio. He's got a Boise State hooded sweatshirt on, and he's trying to influence. It's not going to happen. Let's see. Travis Hunter deserves it, Nate. But I just worry that Deion has upset enough writers that they might punish Hunter. Oh. Now, see, that's the thing. Here's the vote, I think, from you guys. Here's my guess. Many of you guys may not like Deion, and so you're going to go against Hunter. I do believe the Colorado flair, pizzazz, look at me, brand, that stuff, I think is going to take voters away from Hunter. It should not. I mean, when you really look into Travis Hunter, he's going to get married to his high school sweetheart, no drinking, no smoking, none of that. He's as good as he gets. He's a high-quality character guy and an unbelievable athlete. So he gets thrown in. Oh, he does this dance and he does that dance. The Colorado brand, look at me, we're cool. That's gonna influence, and I think it influences voters on the Nate Brown Show. That's my guess. Let's see the Twitter vote. 63% voting for Ashton Genty, 37% for Travis Hunter. And I've officially lost my mind. But I'll be okay. It'll be all right. Let's see here. Ashton Genty has scored 2 times the touchdowns than Hunter. And I know, because the Mountain West teams just let him walk in. Come on in. It's an easy road. They lay out the red carpet for Genty in the Mountain West. I can't do it. It's not close, guys. Genty, great season. One position, running back. Great player. No way, the two-way player. Top 5 in both positions. Hunter, wide receiver, DB. Top 5 in the country in both positions. And we got to go for, we got to make sure he gets the Heisman. He's got to get the Heisman, and he will. I think the Nate Brown Show poll is off today. It's not, usually it's plugged in, but it's off today. I think your Colorado hating is influencing your Travis Hunter vote. That's all there is to it. Top 5 both ways. I want to see Ashton play linebacker. Could he do it? Let's say, throw him in there. Double it up. Double up the fun. It can't be close. Craig Maddox in next as we get going. SDPB Sports, live from Sioux Falls. Craig Maddox on the way.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
Sports Grass by Forever Lawn delivers a trifecta that can't be beat. Higher quality product, expertly handled custom installation, and long-term partnership. Indoors or out, small or large. Your Sports Grass field will continue to look and feel great after years of play. Call 605-831-9026 or Google Forever Lawn in South Dakota. With dealerships on both sides of the state, we're ready to help you put the best into your sports fields. Forever Lawn in South Dakota.
Expand your tool set with professional power tools from Menards. Metabo represents the gold standard in cordless power tools. Whether you're at home or on the job site, tackle any building project with Metabo power tools. Plus, power tools make great gifts. Metabo cordless drills provide the power and function to make your next job more productive. Pick one up today for just $99 at Menards. Sale price good through December 8th.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Everybody's talking about the new Mr. Liquor 2 now open off Cadron next to Walmart. It's the ultimate holiday shopping destination for fine wines, premium spirits, all kinds of beer, and more. Enhance your buying experience in their adjoining Campfire Bar. Pick up a tap beer or featured wine and enjoy it while you shop. You'll find everything you need for holiday parties or to give us a special gift at the new Mr. Liquor 2 off Cadron next to Walmart in Rapid City, or shop their original spot on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road.
Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer from Denny Menholt Toyota. Use your phone. It's fast and easy. Pull up our website, click on Value Trade-In, scan your VIN, and tell us about your car. You are on your way to a no-hassle, no-commitment cash offer on your vehicle in under 5 minutes. Bring your vehicle and your Kelly Blue Book Instant Cash Offer to Denny Menholt Toyota and get cash or trade-in credit today. See you soon at Denny Menholt Toyota, Rapid City.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Ample sunshine expected this afternoon with daytime highs approaching 64. Northwesterly winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Lows around 32. Tonight, partly cloudy. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun. Tomorrow, daytime highs approaching 47. Bright sunshine Thursday with highs around 43. 58 Friday. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently, it's 58 degrees.
Looking for a great place for a pregame meal that really satisfies? Or maybe you want a place to take your all-star after the game. Or you're looking for a place to enjoy a delicious meal while watching your favorite team on the big screen TV. Valley Sports Bar and Grill has all the bases covered for all those things and more. Top-notch, friendly, and attentive service. Wall-to-wall big screen TVs with all the big games. And the absolute best wings in Rapid City. Valley Sports Bar. Make it your place. 1865 Valley Drive, Rapid City.
Whether you run the race, make the catch, cast a line, pitch a tent, or just look good doing it, Shields Rapid City has your gear. From athletic clothing from your favorite team, cold weather gear to keep you warm, to the best camping selection this side of the Black Hills, and the most stylish and functional women's outerwear and footwear. Shields has the widest selection of the best brands in the business. So when you're ready to get out, get in the game, or get going, get to Shields. Shields, we're right there with you at Rushmore Crossing in Rapid City.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
What a start to the show tonight. I mean, I don't know if Matt Kearney's going to be upset when Ashton Genty doesn't win the Heisman. He's a Boise State homer. He just loves it. I mean, we got to be realistic tonight. Travis Hunter is the next Heisman Trophy winner. I didn't think it was a debate until I saw people trying to argue about this. Unbelievable. So we had to start the show with that. Let's come back to reality. The Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show with Craig Maddock, SDPB Sports, longtime South Dakota sports broadcaster. Craig, good to have you on as always. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving.
I did, and you're doing well. I know that. I've been talking to you off air. You're back up to speed. You hit all the high school championships recently, and I'm going to start there in the high school championships. Here's what I saw that's coming out of volleyball committee tomorrow. Okay, they're looking at moving the state volleyball tournament the week before the high school football championships. The week before the football championships. Not sure why. What do you say?
Well, that would certainly be in competition with semifinals, right? All across the state. If you're dealing football. Hold on here a second. I think I just lost. Hold on here a second. All right.
We okay? We're all right?
Okay. Yeah. You know, if they move it a week before, of course you're going to be up against the semifinals of football a little bit. I know with volleyball sometimes one of the big arguments is that, you know, they have their SODAC 16 and then they're off for like 10 days to 12 days before the state tournament. So it'll be interesting to see how the coaches are going to vote on that, the ADs. I kind of like it where it's at. I mean, most people have always had that thought, well, volleyball's going to be the week after football. But if they do move it ahead, I don't think it's going to have a major impact.
Okay, so the thought there is they would move the high school football semis to a Thursday night instead of Friday. Well, here's the rub on this.
Football. There's a lot of football coaches that do not like Thursday night football. There's a proposal to get off of Thursday night playoff football and move to Friday.
Yes.
Which I can agree. I mean, you know what? In SODAC 16, you know, when it came to volleyball, and it was Sioux Valley, they had to go all the way up to Hill City. And whether it's East River out to West or West over to East, doing that on a Tuesday night or a Thursday night, you know what? That's probably not what we should be doing.
Okay, here's the big debate on the football thing. So football is Thursday nights. A lot of these playoff games, they're Thursday. The coaches, you know, say, we don't like that, the travel, the academics, the whole thing. Let's move it to Friday. Well, here's the deal. The state's trying to keep everything separate, state orchestra, and these big competitions where they say kids have to choose then. If you're on the football team, now I got to choose, am I going to go football or am I going to go state orchestra? They don't want them to have to do that. How are we going to deal with that? Because I had listeners text in say, hey, my son plays football. He's also in state jazz band. If he had to choose, he's choosing football. And I think most of the kids will. Is that fair?
I don't think it is fair. I think we've got to work it out. Have to find a way to allow the fine arts to be a part of the life of athletes too, or the other way around. You know, athletes be a part of the fine arts. I think that's very important. You know, and whether they move the orchestra concerts and the choral concert, which I think is absolutely fabulous. You know, maybe if they move that up a couple of weeks, so that it's out of the way, or maybe it's moved into December. I don't know the reasons why, you know, the big grand choral concerts and the all-state chorus couldn't be, you know, early December or a couple of weeks earlier. I haven't researched that myself, but I know they're trying to have a state event every week that doesn't affect another one. It will happen come February when gymnastics will be the same weekend as the state wrestling duel. But again, they're trying to work it out where you have a state event, only one state event every week.
Greg Maddox on tonight, SDPB Sports. His podcast is called In Play. So you would say, okay, football, yeah, you probably don't want to be on Thursdays, but in order to get to Fridays for playoff, you have to find other dates for these other arts competitions. People have said we've went round and round over this, and they can't find a solution.
I agree. I don't have the full answer either, which tells you that we have a lot of stuff going on. There is a lot of stuff going on. The more people talk about it, I mean, we've tried options. You know, we've tried tournaments at a different location or 3 locations, and we've tried to do the basketball tournament where all, you know, the boys and girls are together. I mean, we've tried things, and some of them worked, some haven't, such as, you know, maybe state track in Sioux Falls and state wrestling in Rapid City. I mean, but I think one thing that is going to pass, I think they're going to get football playoffs off of Thursday. And
you do?
Especially if it's first round. I mean, let's face it, first rounds of the playoffs, they're all blowouts. You know, why really are we doing the first round anyway? I mean, virtually every single game's a blowout. Look at it.
That's the Football Advisory Committee. They met yesterday, a proposal trying to get football playoff, that first round off of Thursdays, put it on Friday. We'll see what happens to the rest of the fine arts situation. Craig Maddox in tonight. Let's go to the college level here. Brookings hosting South Dakota State against Montana. Here's been the trend. Fans have not shown up for these playoff games in Brookings as much as they did in the regular season. They've had sellouts at Dana Dykhouse Stadium. Then in the playoffs, it trickles down. It happens across FCS football. What do you think the Jacks can do about the fans showing up or not for these big playoff games? Is it just the weather, the television? What is it?
I think the mood has changed a little bit at FCSU because of the championships they've won. They've kind of got a thing going where the students are showing up. Now, it all depends how late it is, because if they're Christmas break, you can't do anything about that. You're just dealing with the date of a football game. Because if the kids are gone, I mean, that's going to take several thousand out of there. But I think if the weather is good this weekend, I think the students, not only at SDSU, but USD will be there.
Okay, USD taking on Tarleton State, SDSU taking on Montana. I just saw an early line. The Jacks favored by like 23 points. You think the Jacks can get back to the title? They're going to have to run through NDSU.
I certainly think it's going to be 3 of the 4 Dakota schools are going to be in the semifinals. I think USD can make it to the semis. I think SDSU and NDSU certainly in the semis as well. You know what? Until you beat them, you can't not go against the Jacks. You can't.
Even at the Fargo Dome. Oh.
I agree. I think they still have the mentality and the talent that if things work out, they can get back to Texas. Wouldn't it be great, though, if it was SDSU and USD?
Oh, it'd be unbelievable. I mean, that would be unbelievable. Awesome. It's not out of the question at all. USD and SDSU, great years. Craig Maddox in tonight. By the way, what do you think of this college football rivalry, planting of the flag, and all the fights on Saturday? All the fights.
Not a fan. Not a fan. It was North Carolina State. It was Florida State, of course, with Michigan and Washington. You see, to me, if I win a game at your place, if I win, the bowling competition that you and I are going through, I'm not going to go over on your lane and stomp on it. That's not the kind of guy I am.
Oh.
If I win, I'm going to win gracefully, and if I lose, which I won't, I will lose gracefully.
Okay, I agree with you. The people who try to plant the flag, to me, are at fault. They are at fault, and then the fighting after that, I mean, it's just a mess. We'll see. Do you think the NCAA needs to ban it? Go that far?
Well, certainly I think they should fine it. I mean, they did, $100K, but I think they should also be taking the athletes that were involved and be suspended. That should be done as well.
Last one for Craig Maddox. You went to the Vikings game. They were slow starting, but look at Sam Darnold. 811 yards, 7 touchdowns, no interceptions. The last 3 games, another game-winning drive. Sam Darnold and the Vikings, what did you think on Sunday?
I didn't like the way he played in the first half, but I was very much okay with how he played in the second half. And when it counted, he was there. And which means that he'll continue to do that until the NFC Championship game, where he'll throw 4 interceptions.
Wow, you're taking them all the way to the championship, though. I mean, that's better than last. I heard.
Well, I'm just saying, Vikings fans, we get excited and we get lifted up, and then all of a sudden, Gary Anderson-ish, you're perfect until when it really counts.
Okay,
but you know what? The Vikings should win their next games. They should be able to take out Atlanta, and then they got Chicago, and then they go to Seattle. And then it gets really interesting with the Packers and Detroit. So those last couple of games of the season will determine a lot if the Vikings could be a playoff team that could go somewhere.
Scale of 1 to 10, you as a Vikings season ticket holder, how confident do you think the Vikings, how confident are you that they can make it to the NFC Championship? Seriously.
I will give it a 5.
Okay.
I told you earlier, I got Detroit in the NFC Championship.
Yeah,
you know, Philadelphia's playing well right now. The Packers are pretty good. And then you got the Vikings. So those are the 4 or 5 teams that are going to fight for those 2 spots.
Craig Maddock downplaying the Vikings. I can't believe it. He's just staying in the corner, just hiding under the radar. Craig, In Play is the podcast. Do we have any new ones out?
We'll have a couple yet here in the month of December as we have a story that's coming up that will be a person, an athlete who had a challenge in their life, and we'll have that coming up down the road, and and we'll get full bore at it 2 every month, December through May.
All right, it's In Play. It's the podcast. You can find it at SDPB Sports, and it's Craig Maddock tonight. Always great, Craig. Thanks a lot.
All right, Nate. Later.
Appreciate it. Craig Maddock on the Nate Brown Show tonight, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Longtime broadcaster out of Sioux Falls, SDPB Sports, where you find him on your TV, and his podcast is In Play. 5 is the chance for the Vikings to make the NFC Championship? 5? At least it wasn't like 2, but he went 5 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 10-2 team. I would make it a little higher than that. I mean, the Lions are good, but the Bears could have had them. I mean, we ought to remember this, right? The Bears could have had them in Detroit. They maybe should have had them in Detroit. So it's not like they're untouchable. Vikings played well against them the first time, I thought. I'm going to take those odds for the Vikes up a little higher than 5 to make the NFC Championship game. Maybe it's Vikings-Lions. Maybe that's what it is. All right. Coming back with Gary Sharp from Omaha. He's on 1620 The Zone out of Omaha. They talk Huskers. What is going on with Nebraska football? People heading out the door. What's the real story? Gary's next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
It's New Year's Eve. Get ready to rock the box, featuring flannel and pop rocks live at the Box Event Center. Enter the costume contest for your chance to win the $1,000 grand prize. General admission tickets start at just $35. How about an all-you-can-eat nacho bar? VIP packages, including a room stay and breakfast, start at $149 at rockthebox.live. Rock the box with us and ring in the new year with a bash. Tickets available now. Visit rockthebox.live.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson has done it again. Their incredible Black Friday event is back, and it's better than ever. But don't wait. Call and book today. Do not miss this one. You get 20% off every window, plus a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 right before Christmas. No money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. Don't pay a dime until 2026. Call today. Act fast. This incredible offer only runs from November 15th through December 14th. Do not wait. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com.
MGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort has it all. Watch your team on massive high-definition screens while enjoying live betting. Keep some skin in the game even when the odds don't go your way. Enter Jack's second chance mulligan drawing by dropping your losing ticket for a shot at up to $200 in Cadillac cash every week. Satisfy your craving with mouth-watering Mexican cuisine from Guadalajara's, or choose from 4 other food vendors, all while sipping on your favorite drinks. The BetMGM Sportsbook at Cadillac Jack's Gaming Resort. How will your game play out?
Hi, it's Nate Brown for Black Hills Community Bank. If you run your own company or you're looking to start a small business here in the Black Hills, you want to make sure you choose the right banking partner. And I know the right choice for business is Black Hills Community Bank. They have plenty of banking options to suit your specific needs. And Black Hills Community Bank is here to help business owners thrive and to make sure you have the support and tools to help your business grow. Just contact one of their business loan experts today or visit bhcbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Jensen at Physio. We want to be your trusted partner for physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab. As the official strength and conditioning partners for Stevens, Central, Douglas, and the Rapid City Rush, our team at Physio is building the best athletes in the Black Hills. If you have an athlete in the family, we offer long-term athlete development at affordable prices for middle and high school students. We also have the only board-certified sports PT in Rapid City. At our brand new facility, Physio is ready to help you perform at your best. One-on-one physical therapy, athlete development, and sports rehab, all at one place. Get started at bhphysio.com.
In the past, if you needed auto body repair, you had to get multiple estimates and then try to get your car into a shop for repair. Well, not anymore. In most cases, you can stop by one shop, get your estimate, and schedule your car for a repair. The question now becomes which shop you choose. If you like quality, choose J&J Truck and Auto Body. They have ASE, PPG, and Gold iCar certifications that allow them to offer you a nationwide warranty. And they'll work with your insurance company so you're pleased with the outcome. J&J Truck and Auto Body, 1513 East Philadelphia.
Live callers, big-time interviews, and breaking sports news. This is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown.
Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. We don't have to agree on everything, guys. We don't have to agree on everything. Me and Matt Kearney disagree every day. Every day. It's okay. Travis Hunter is the Heisman Trophy winner, okay? I mean, I know you're trying to hit him and you're trying to get an Ashton Genty and you're trying to do that. Matt Kearney's with you. He's got his Boise State hooded sweatshirt on here in the studio. Great producer of the program, just doesn't know Heisman Trophy stuff. But nonetheless, the Nate Brown Show is on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Gary Sharp knows college football. Is he a Heisman Trophy voter? Is he a voter? Let's see. 1620 The Zone. He's on every morning in Omaha. Gary, welcome back in. How are you?
Good, Nate. Yes, I got my notification on the email yesterday that the voting is open.
Oh, you are a voter.
Yes. Now, let me ask you this with your fine producer. If we swap roles, if Travis Hunter was at Boise State and Genty was at Colorado, isn't Genty the Heisman Trophy winner?
I don't know about that one. By the way, I feel strongly on this, so I've got my opinions, but Gary Sharp is a voter. Like, what are the rules here? I mean, am I going to get arrested here if I put you in a bad spot? What are the rules?
So the only rule is that you can't say what your vote was. I have not voted yet.
Oh, okay.
But you can't.
Okay.
You can't. They ask you not to publicly reveal your vote until the winner is announced.
Okay. So with that, I've got two questions for you. I'm going to be fair on this. How impressive is it that Travis Hunter, my read is he's top 5 wide receiver, he's top 5 DB, Power 5 conference, Power 4 conference. How impressive is that to you?
Oh, extremely impressive. And I wouldn't push back on that. I mean, I saw him firsthand when Nebraska and Colorado played. I've watched numerous Colorado games. He's a difference maker, and it's not just the amount of snaps that he's played. It's, as you alluded to, he's played at a high level at his position. So, yeah, no, I'm lockstep with you on that one.
Okay, last one. I'll go to the Genty side because Matt Kearney's such a great producer. Over 2,200 yards. He's not going to reach the Barry Sanders level, but he's like close. And I'll say, whenever you get 2,200 yards and the production he's had, how impressed are you by that? Does it matter that it's Mountain West?
No, and I will tell you, it's an incredible season. It's one of the best seasons by a running back in FBS history. And, it's kind of like the running back renaissance a little bit in the NFL. Look, it's been a great year for college running backs. I will tell you, I know that's used against him as the Mountain West, but come on. Those are jaw-dropping numbers. Look at what he did against Oregon, the number 1 team in the country. And, people that will maybe vote for Genty over Travis Hunter or whoever else they think is worthy, they will use the Oregon game. Now, it was a loss, but he ran for nearly 200 yards on the nation's number one team.
All right, good stuff. Gary Sharp, Heisman Trophy. I like it. My question of the day was thrown out there. You got it. We'll see how it goes. Winner announced next weekend in the big ceremony. Let's go to the Huskers, okay? Oh. That's why you're on. Here we go. People are leaving, and I'm trying to get the real narrative here. Start with the DC, Tony White. He heads out with the D-line coach, Terrence Knighton. So they go to Florida State. People are saying, well, it might be mutual. What's the story?
Well, it's a little bit. It's probably a good thing that they're having a refresh. You and I have talked throughout the season. Nebraska has good defensive numbers, but, there were times where they couldn't get off the field, and they really struggled against UCLA, USC, and Wisconsin. Now, they were great against Iowa. They did everything possible to win that football game from a defensive standpoint on Friday night. They left points on the field, and, of course, a couple of key mistakes, and Iowa pounced on them. But this was a little bit of a different year. So let me go back. Evan Cooper was a great defensive back coach. He was taken out of the program on July 1. They brought in John Butler. They tried to ingrain him in learning this defense. Matt Rule took more of an interest in defense. They changed how they played defense. They were less attacking, thinking that the defensive backs would be on lockdown city, and that wasn't the case this year. They had some injuries, and they had some guys that kind of went YOLO and rogue. And so it was kind of a choppy performance, and I think Matt Rule meddled a bit, and that probably rubbed Tony White the wrong way. Phil Snow was brought in with about 3 games to go, an outside consultant. And, it was about 3 weeks ago that Florida State's reps reached out to Tony White's agent, and the communication started, and then a conversation started, and he moves on to Florida State. And it actually, it might be okay to hit the refresh button if you're Matt Rule when it looks at defense, what you want to run. Tony's a good defensive coordinator, and they set a standard here much better than when he took over. But you also have to keep in mind, he's a defensive coordinator off a 6-6 team. So it's not like Nebraska is 9-3. They're on the cusp of a playoff, and he jumps to go to Florida State. I will also say this. And I know this from a conversation back in the summer with Tony. Florida State, you go, whoa, Mike Norvell might get fired next year. They just went 2-10. He's going to be on the hot seat. But, man, they just added Gus Malzahn to call plays, and now they got Tony White as the DC. Tony White wants to be a head coach, but there's really only 2 areas of the country he wants to be a head coach in because he's familiar with those areas and he knows what kind of athletes are there that can run his defense. The state of Florida, where he was born and grew up, and California, where he played college football. The Florida State job comes available. He jumps on it. Nebraska didn't want to lose him. They thought they'd get him for another year. But at some point you go, you know what? This is going to be okay. You just got to hit the home run on the hire for the next DC.
Gary Sharp's on tonight. He's in Omaha, 1620 The Zone. Great station. He's here on the Nate Brown Show talking Huskers. Tony White, D coordinator, leaves to Florida State. So my question would be, why do we bring in an outside consultant? Rule's done this before. Brings guys in. They're kind of looking. They're looking. It's a top 20 defense both years. Top 20 defense in the country. So I'm going, wait a minute. I know you could go game by game, but I'll take top 20.
Yeah, I think it was specifically brought in to see what the problem was. They had some issues on, for example, the call on defense that was made that the back end was running the wrong call or guys were going rogue. It hurt them against Ohio State, and Nebraska almost pulled off an upset in Columbus. So I think Phil Snow was brought in, at the same time as Dana Holgerson, kind of to oversee another set of eyes, maybe something Matt Rule was not seeing, and Rule's done this before. And I think, Tony's thinking, whoa, what are we doing here? And it just, there's sometimes where you look at it and you go, hey, man, he did a great job, but it's probably going to work out for both sides. Now, if you think about bringing in a consultant, also yesterday, and I'm telling you, Nate, it was a dream for us in our world of sports talk radio, because then Holgerson signs a 2-year deal, and so Dana's sticking around, and that's the vibe that's really kind of changed everything, giving you hope and momentum for 2025.
I see that. So on the defensive side, losing some players, top 4 tackler. Then you got Butler. He's going transfer portal. He had 7.5 sacks. So kind of some significant players on defense. What do you think of that? Just the world we live in, or Matt Rule, can he be successful? He likes relationships. He likes building. Yeah. Is that a model that can work when Deion's over there flipping things every year?
Yeah, the portal doesn't officially open until Monday, and everybody knew this was coming because the horrible thing about what's going on in college football is rosters have no grace period to get down to 105. And Nebraska has a large roster, and so they've got a really weird roster. They're very top-heavy, but they're extremely bottom-heavy with freshmen and redshirt freshmen and sophomores. So they've had to make some tough decisions on guys they want to keep, guys they can't keep, guys they're going to allow to go look elsewhere, but maybe say, hey, if it doesn't work out or we get the new DC in here and he likes you, would you be willing to come back? So they're kind of moving through it. There's a couple of guys where you go, I wonder if he was expected or unexpected, but getting down to 105 is not great for college football. I mean, it's very, very unfortunate. The South Dakotas and the South Dakota States are going to benefit because of the amount of players that are going to be in the portal because you got to cut to 105. So I caution people on my show, we knew this was coming. That's what the portal does. The portal taketh. But also next week, Nebraska could be involved with some big portal names, and you'd be like, oh, okay, hey, I like that guy. I'm glad we got him. So it's a dynamic of where we're at. I think this is the new norm, though. We've got to get used to it, whether you like it or not about college football. It's a business, got to take the emotion out of it. But yesterday was kind of those days where we knew the portal was open, guys were going to join the portal. But, man, when you have coordinators that are being involved and then coaches that are being added or subtracted, it makes for a wild day.
Okay, I think it's going to be a wild December for Nebraska football, I think, and that's going to keep Gary Sharp in business at 1620 The Zone out of Omaha. So I saw the other freshman QB. He's going transfer portal. So does that mean Raiola set, long-term, rolling?
Well, I would like, now that, so I think part of the thing with Dana staying and signing a 2-year deal is you also have to get a commitment out of Dylan. And there has been nothing publicly said by Dylan. And that's the weird thing. It's, you got to kind of even recruit your own roster. I think it'd be okay if Dylan came out and said, hey, I'm back for next year. Even if people are, 98% that he's coming back, it'd be great for him to say, I'm back for next year. I can't wait to work with Holgorsen.
But he's not.
It's the world we live in, of the portal and guys that are on your roster. They're like, man, that guy loves ball. He loves being in Nebraska. Is he coming back? Is somebody else coming after him? Are they tampering with him? There's so much money out there right now, and especially for quarterbacks. So I'm sure that Dylan is probably his dad or his reps have heard from schools in the offseason already of, hey, would you be interested?
Very interesting. Gary Sharp, before I let you run, Iowa comes out, the captains want to shake hands, the Huskers don't. What's the reaction there of that?
It was Handshake Gate has been it's been a mess. it's been a rough about 5 days for Nebraska fans because you lose to Iowa and the pain that comes with that. The Handshake Gate comes out, all the other stuff that went on this weekend, and then yesterday and today. Just shake hands. I don't know what the reasoning is. It's not the first game. So apparently Nebraska, who has different captains every game, they don't have permanent captains this year for the first time in a long time in Nebraska football. They've done it all year. We're not going to know why that is the case until tomorrow when Matt Rule talks on the signing day press conference. But just shake hands, okay? It doesn't prove anything. Shake hands and then go out and beat your opponent, okay? It's the winner. The winners get the narrative. And Iowa won, and so they can tweet out that video, and they can have Jay Higgins say stuff. And Nebraska has to own it, but just shake hands, man. Even boxers, before they beat the crap out of each other, they at least touch gloves, and then the bell rings, and here we go, and they're beating the snot out of each other.
But what about this? Shake hands, then beat Iowa. You need to beat Iowa. They didn't. And then do you plant the Nebraska flag on the Iowa field?
Oh, that would have been the topper. It's like as the weekend went on, we forgot about that. We forgot about Georgia. Georgia Tech played 8 overtime.
Right.
We forgot about Eberflus and his mess up on Thursday. Yeah, but it's the emotion of why we love college football. It's the true emotion that you can never take away. But in Nebraska's case, just shake hands, man. But we'll find out tomorrow. There'll also be a lot of stuff. Nebraska is in on a couple of big-time 4- and 5-star wide receivers that may flip tomorrow morning. So it never ends around here, Nate.
Stay
you know that.
tuned. I love it. Gary Sharp in tonight, 1620 The Zone. His show's good in Omaha. Check it out. Gary Sharp, 1620 on Twitter. Gary, thanks a lot.
All the best, my friend.
Appreciate you. Gary Sharp in tonight on Fox Sports Radio, South Dakota Sports Talk Show with Gary Sharp of 1620 The Zone out of Omaha here on The Nate Brown Show. All right. I've got another bone to pick. Is it picking a bone here on Tuesday? I got a bone to pick. The Hall of Fame finalists for the NFL are announced. The Hall of Fame finalists. There's a coach on there. There's one coach. Where is this guy? What are you guys thinking? This guy is not a finalist again. Why? Next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
It's New Year's Eve. Get ready to rock the box featuring flannel and pop rocks live at the Box Event Center. Enter the costume contest for your chance to win the $1,000 grand prize. General admission tickets start at just $35. How about an all-you-can-eat nacho bar? VIP packages, including a room stay and breakfast, start at $149 at rockthebox.live. Rock the box with us and ring in the new year with a bash. Tickets available now. Visit rockthebox.live.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson has done it again. Their incredible Black Friday event is back, and it's better than ever. But don't wait. Call and book today. Do not miss this one. You get 20% off every window, plus a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 right before Christmas. No money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. Don't pay a dime until 2026. Call today. Act fast. This incredible offer only runs from November 15th through December 14th. Do not wait. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Contact me, State Farm agent Scott Carlson, to create your personal price plan today.
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 36. Tonight, under partly cloudy skies, northwesterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected. Tomorrow, slight chance for rain showers mixing with and changing to snow. High temperatures reach up to 45. Overcast skies. Tomorrow night, a few flurries possible at times. Lows around 18. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 55.
Collins Siding has been the region's premier window siding, door, and gutter installation specialist since 1974. They use only the highest quality materials and never compromise on their workmanship. Collins Siding is licensed, bonded, and their estimates always include labor, materials, and applicable permits and taxes. Collins Siding has been providing top quality service and exceeding high standards for over 45 years, and you can find out how by visiting them at 2016 Cherry Avenue. Collins Siding, 2016 Cherry Avenue, Rapid City.
Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer from Denny Menholt Toyota. Use your phone. It's fast and easy. Pull up our website, click on Value Trade-In, scan your VIN, and tell us about your car. You are on your way to a no-hassle, no-commitment cash offer on your vehicle in under 5 minutes. Bring your vehicle and your Kelley Blue Book Instant Cash Offer to Denny Menholt Toyota and get cash or trade-in credit today. See you soon at Denny Menholt Toyota, Rapid City.
This is The Nate Brown Show, also streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe to The Nate Brown Show on YouTube.
Welcome back in Your Sports, Your Show on a Tuesday. The Nate Brown Show is live. South Dakota Sports Talk Show. Every guest on South Dakota Sports Talk Show appears on the Pizza Ranch studio hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch. 3809 East 10th Street in Sioux Falls. Out in Brandon, 202 South Split Rock Boulevard in Brandon. 2 locations in Rapid City. The Pizza Ranch, home of everyone's favorite buffet, locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. All right, I don't know what the deal is. I didn't plan on arguing all night. I didn't plan on it, but we got people that are clueless. People are clueless. Travis Hunter should be the Heisman Trophy winner. Top 5 wide receiver, top 5 DB in the same year. You've never seen anything like it, and we're debating here with a great running back. It's a great running back. There's no debate. Gary Sharp just joined us. He's a Heisman Trophy voter. I couldn't pin him down. I couldn't pin him down. Very interesting to see. Will he tell me after he votes? Will he tell me who he voted for? I tried making my campaign. So there's one argument. Travis Hunter is the Heisman Trophy winner, right? How about this argument? The NFL put out its Hall of Fame inductee finalists. The Hall of Fame inductee finalists. Not worried about the players and stuff like this. I mean, Sterling Sharp should get in there. I mean, Sterling Sharp of the Packers should get in there. That was a nice player. What about the coaches? They get a coaching candidate. Who made the NFL Hall of Fame finalist as a coaching candidate this year? Today it was announced Mike Holmgren. Mike Holmgren's nice coach. Green Bay Super Bowl. I guess that he was the president of the Browns on his way out. Yeah, anyway, that didn't work out too well. But Mike Holmgren, nice coach. Nice coach. Won the Super Bowl with the Packers. You know who beat Mike Holmgren? And then won another Super Bowl as well? Mike Shanahan, the real Mike. I want to be like Mike. Mike Shanahan of the Denver Broncos. Not a finalist. Not anywhere to be found. Mike Shanahan, the all-time winningest coach for the Denver Broncos organization, 2 Super Bowls, and Mike Holmgren goes in the finalist list before Mike Shanahan today. Mike Holmgren's had 1 Super Bowl. Nice run with the Packers. Nice run. I don't get how this stuff happens. I really don't. You just look at it from a fan perspective, a sports fan perspective. How do you go, wait a minute, Mike Shanahan checks all the boxes. He checks all the boxes. He beats Mike Holmgren. It's not like he beats him in the Super Bowl. He beat him whenever they played in the regular season. He owns the season record career-wise. So Mike Shanahan, all-time winningest coach for the Broncos, 2 Super Bowls, gets left out of the Hall of Fame finalist list today by a guy that he beat in the Super Bowl, who has 1 less Super Bowl. Somebody tell me, what are we doing? Are these the same voters that are trying to make Ashton Genty the Heisman Trophy winner? Anyway, thanks for playing. Let's get into the second hour. Are we ready? Second hour of the Nate Brown Show. I'm going to start with a question of the day. Does the NFL need to make a change on quarterbacks? Do they need to make a change? We'll discuss next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Our locally owned Ace stores are committed to helping our neighbors and our communities. And because we're in the neighborhood, we can deliver almost anything you need. So shop in store or online for whatever your home or yard needs. Choose from top brands like Milwaukee, Steel, Traeger, and Benjamin Moore. Then pick up in-store, curbside, or we'll deliver your order right to your home. Around the block, what you need in stock, with people who know how to help. See acehardware.com for details.
As the official mascot of Country Hearth Breads and literally made of dough, Lofi would like to put a little more jingle in your holiday this season by giving you a chance to win some dough yourself. Visit countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today for your chance to win $500 or $1,000. Winners will each receive a check that can be used for travel, gifts, or even Lofi's personal choice, lots and lots of bread and buns for all your holiday celebrations. So get your buns over to countryhearthbreads.com/sweeps and enter today. Good luck.
The holidays are fast approaching, and we're celebrating every weekend in December with Santa's Stash. Every Friday and Saturday, we'll draw 5 winners who pick a gift from underneath the tree. You could win cash and prizes valued at up to $5,000. Earn 1 free entry every day you play with your Clubhouse card and get an additional entry for every 100 points you earn. Be here at 10 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays for your chance to win some of Santa's Stash. Only at Tin Lizzie Gaming Resort on historic Main Street in Deadwood.
KIMM Rapid City and K294BT Rapid City, the Black Hills Sports Station, 106.7 FM and 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
Being in business has its rewards as well as its challenges. It means being the first one in the door in the morning and turning off the lights when you leave at night. Your business is unique, and you need a bank that understands your needs. You deserve the best. You need a financial partner that is invested in your success. You need Pioneer Bank and Trust. Don't settle. Pioneer. Pioneer Bank and Trust. Local.
Pioneer Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Did you know that sports events hosted in Rapid City have generated over $30 million in economic spending so far in 2024? Retail, hotels, and restaurants benefit from our community being a regional sports hub. I'm D'Amico from the Rapid City Sports Commission, and we recruit and grow events in Rapid City to increase spending as well as the quality of life for our local families. Please follow the Rapid City Sports Commission on Facebook to get more information about Rapid City sports and events.
Chatting with Brian at Anytime Auto Sales. Seasons change, and here we are again. And as always, we're here to help with all your winter automotive needs. From oil changes featuring mobile brand lubricants, to electrical issues, to under-the-hood repairs, and we'll do them all at an affordable price. What about brakes, tires, and batteries? Absolutely. With over 30 brand name tires, we have deals as good as anywhere. 10% off all Duralast Pro Power Ultra batteries. And flat out, the best brake deal around at just $329 per axle for most vehicles. Now that's new pads, rotors, labor, and a lifetime warranty. Fantastic. And if people need financing, we offer the AutoPass card, which saves a lot of people who need some help with their repairs. You can get an answer in minutes right from our homepage at anytimeanytime.com. Just click the AutoPass Apply Now button. Anytime Auto Sales, service and detail. Simply the place to trust. Your AAA and ASC certified repair specialist. See anytimeanytime.com. And of course at the corner of Highway 79 and East Minnesota.
Anytime Auto Sales.
This is the Nate Brown Show. From the biggest national names to the hottest stories across South Dakota. Welcome to the Nate Brown Show. Here's your host, Nate Brown.
South Dakota Sports Talk Show, Tuesday edition of the Nate Brown Show. Welcome in. Hope you've had a great day. Thanks for being here. Second hour of the program kicking off, ready to go. Let's take a look at who's coming up tonight. Thor Nystrom's going to join us as our next guest. Hang on, college football analyst live from the Twin Cities. Thor Nystrom's in from Fantasy Life. We'll talk some college football playoff scenarios and who's where and who deserves to be where. Thor Nystrom's in college football, Fantasy Life. South Dakota high school coach Jake Terry's on tonight from Elk Point Jefferson. Elk Point Jefferson head football coach Jake Terry coming on. He's part of the football advisory committee here in the state. They put out a proposal to move some playoff games around. That's one of the bigger ones from yesterday's meeting. We'll get into high school football talking points with Jake Terry, part of the committee focusing on football here in the state. Elk Point Jefferson head man. The Nate Brown Show, driven by Summit Automotive Group. When it comes to pre-owned, start at summitautogrp.com. Take a look on your phone. Great selection. That's only part of it. It's car buying built around you at summitautogrp.com. Start there on your phone and experience car buying built around you. All right, a couple of things to hit here on the Nate Brown Show this hour. If you want in, 605-720-1067. Pizza Ranch Studio Hotline, 605-720-1067. Barron's Wilson text line as well. Text the show if you're listening, you want to text. You can do that on the Barron's Wilson text line. It comes right in here. Same number, 605-720-1067. Okay, I didn't know if this was, you got to be careful when you're debating this stuff, and I'm not going to make an excuse for this play over the weekend at all. I think it was a bad play. You've heard people talk about it on Fox Sports Radio and the national media quite a bit. I'm not going to go talk about the hit and what happens there and was it intentional and the whole thing, but the linebacker for Houston, he hits Trevor Lawrence on a QB slide, concusses Lawrence. That linebacker's been suspended now 3 games. So I had Frank Schwab on, national NFL writer, yesterday. He said he's got to be suspended. He said, for the year. He said for the year. Not the case, but, there's only, 4 or 5 games left. So this is going to be popped for 3, and it's a repeated offense, right? It's repeated. There was a letter sent out. It's repeated. Okay, and that's the story. So I'm going to look at this thing and say, what should be done with the quarterback slide play? Should anything be done with the quarterback slide play? That's kind of where I want to go. I don't know, dirty hit, dirty players, that's there. That's there. Is the quarterback slide play still a good play, still the right way to handle it? Thanks for calling. Let's get you on. You're live, and you go ahead.
Yeah, I was listening to Brady today. Was he the one that said something about how about the quarterback taking some responsibility for creating a dangerous situation for all of the involved?
Yeah, I heard that. Tom Brady's like, maybe the quarterback needs to do something. So what's the answer, though? I have my answer, I think, but what do you say?
I think that makes some damn good sense, because you're gonna get the game watered down so bad that to where, well, like I think Brady maybe not Brady, but as somebody said today, well, turn it into flag football. We won't have to worry about all these issues anymore. So
yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Thanks for getting in. I appreciate that. Thanks for your thoughts on that. So this is the rub here. I don't want to act like a doofus and say you can't protect quarterbacks, but they get protected behind the line of scrimmage in every which way. That we've changed all the rules on that. Can't hit him in the head. Can't hit him low. Can't put all your weight on him. We've put everything in. We've put everything in. Can't tackle him and put all your weight on him. You can't do anything. Here's my thought on it. I think the quarterback slide play, I don't know if I love it, because we love criticizing the defensive players. And I'm not going to talk about this specific one. Maybe you just say, well, he's a dirty player, dirty play. Maybe. But I've seen it so much. Bang, bang plays going 100 miles an hour. And we say it's so easy for the defensive player. Why do they do it? What are they doing? What are they thinking? It's bang, bang. If you've gone to an NFL game, you watch it up close and personal, it's difficult to stop. Quarterback's going 100 miles an hour. Well, is he going to slide? Is he not going to slide? What's he going to do? Unless he starts sliding early. There's a lot of these. It's a 1 second or a half a second difference in what to do. I wonder if you could just treat the quarterback when he crosses the line of scrimmage, is he just like any other player? No other player gets, I get to slide, I get to do that. He's just like any other player. Is that fair, or is that just harsh? Thanks for calling. You're live, and you go ahead.
You stole what I was going to say.
Really?
Once he crosses and he takes off running, he's open game.
Okay. Why wouldn't that be fair?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, they're obviously trying to protect their big business, right?
Yes, that's
the
it.
Quarterbacks are the face. That's the only reason they're doing it. But that takes away everything. The going out of bounds, where they kind of side shuffle, and then, well, I'm not going to go out of bounds.
Yes,
I'm going
right.
to take off going. No, I think once he takes off running, he's open game. Fair as everybody else.
All right. I like that thought. And I thanks for getting it. I think that's fair. And I don't think you sound like you're crass. That's flag football. When he's a runner, he's a runner. And sometimes when these guys are sliding, they open themselves up for that. I mean, I'm not going to blame Trevor Lawrence about getting concussed. That's not my point. The style of play opens up to that. I'm going to slide into you, and the defender's running 100 miles an hour towards you. Now I've got to, jump over you. I mean, you've seen it. It's like, oh, my gosh, I can't hit this guy. Did he have to go forearms extended, boom, head to the turf? No. So there's fault there. He's got popped for 3 games. I'm fine with it. Repeated offender. They looked at it. He got the letter. I mean, the whole thing. My point is the quarterback slide play just the good play? I heard Dan Patrick this morning on Fox Sports Radio said, what about the fair catch signal? So if the quarterback doesn't want to say, take the slide out, it's just a fair catch, raise your arm. I can't do that. I'm running down the field. Raise my arm. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. I mean, that one, I'm out the window on that, Dan. I'm sorry. Just treat him as a football player. How many times do we see running backs and wide receivers of these guys just get totally destroyed when they're kind of one-on-one? Like the quarterback has full speed usually. DBs are coming in. Go down, make a football play so you don't get rocked. You could still kind of go down without sliding, opening yourself up. So I'll ask that question of the day on the Nate Brown Show. Let's throw this out, 605-720-1067. After this injury to Trevor Lawrence, you think the NFL should actually look at changing the slide rule for quarterbacks? My thought is, I think it's fair. They have all the protection in the pocket. They're standing. They're trying to get rid of the ball. You got 300-pound linemen. You got legs, and we can't hit them high. We can't hit them low. We can't put all of our weight on them when we tackle them. We can't do any of that. Nothing. So defensive players just can do nothing. And when they cross the line of scrimmage, slide, they fake it sometimes. I know it's rare, but they fake it. They fake going out of bounds. I think they got to start being football players. I don't think you end up with a Trevor Lawrence thing like you did Sunday if he's a football player. Trevor Lawrence is a big guy. Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, he's a football player. Josh will take some slides because they tell him to, but he's usually just trying to make a football play. I want Josh Allen players. Well, he's 6'5", 240. I get it. I want Bo Nix players. Okay? Some of these guys that run kind of you're a football player. That's my answer to it. What's yours? Let's look at the vote here. It's close. It's close on the Nate Brown Show tonight. After the Trevor Lawrence injury, should the NFL look at changing the slide rule? Take it out? Or no, you just punish the violators like they are doing? What do you say? 51% say take out the slide rule. 49% just punish the violators. My vote is I wouldn't be upset if they took it out. You get past the line of scrimmage, you're a football player. I think that's a better play. You remember the old rule when we played. Go 100%. Remember what coach used to tell you? Hey, if you slow down, if you're not going 100% in practice or anything like that, that's when you get hurt. That's the story. Trevor Lawrence slows down, slides, boom, he's jacked. And it happens in the split second. It happens in a split second. So easy to watch the replay. Oh, my gosh. Look at that. Was unbelievable. Go to a game, see how those guys need to tackle. Not quite unbelievable. Thor Nystrom's in next as we get going in the second hour. College football analyst. What does he say on the Heisman Trophy debate? There really isn't one, is there? Thor next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
At Fleet Farm, we know every opening day doesn't begin and end with us. But if it did, we've got you covered. Everyday hunting gear from Winchester, Remington, and Bear. Everyday fishing gear from Daiwa, St. Croix, and Rapala. Everyday yard cleanup from Scott's, Fiskars, and AgriFab. Whatever makes your day, we're right there with you. At Fleet Farm, we've got everything you need for everyday life.
Ho, 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 ho. Auto Value has once again teamed up with Toys for Tots to help deliver hope to less fortunate children this Christmas. Now through December 15th, you can drop off a new unwrapped toy or cash donation at any participating Auto Value parts store. Your toy or cash donation will not only help Santa, but also allow one more child to experience the magic of Christmas. On behalf of everyone at Auto Value and the North Pole, we thank you. Ho, ho, ho.
The grand opening of the new Mr. Liquor 2 off Catron's been a monumental success, and they want to thank their customers with 24 days of Christmas giveaways. Through Christmas Eve, the 300th shopper each day will get to choose an envelope that contains all kinds of great prizes, like fire pits, golf bags, gift certificates, and much more. No purchase necessary. Stop by anytime and shop the largest selection of fine wine, premium spirits, beer, and more. The new Mr. Liquor 2 off Catron next to Walmart, or shop the original spot on the corner of West Chicago and Sturgis Road.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 36. Tonight, under partly cloudy skies, northwesterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected. Tomorrow, slight chance for rain showers mixing with and changing to snow. High temperatures reach up to 45. Overcast skies. Tomorrow night, a few flurries possible at times. Lows around 18. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Currently 55.
We're talking with Rihanna Wickett at Elevate Performance Physical Therapy with an Elevate Performance Health Minute. So if somebody has an athlete, Rihanna, who they suffer a concussion, they come and see you, what can you do for them?
We want to see them as soon as possible to make sure that we can make their return to sport as safe as possible. So we can look at proprioception, balance, vestibular work, and cervical strength.
When they try to get back up to speed, you said a treatment plan, very important as they return to sport.
Making sure that the athlete has a skilled plan moving forward so that they don't return to sport way too early, making sure that the return to contact is an appropriate timing.
And the goal of that is you do not want to have another concussion getting back to it too early.
Correct. If we have another concussion too early, the athlete is at a huge risk of further problems down the road, including anything with their school or memory or continuous headaches.
For concussion treatment, get started at elevateperformancesd.com. Building projects can be complex. The risks are great and time is money. Consolidated Construction of Rapid City simplifies the process by being your advocate, guiding you through funding, design, and construction. They manage the players and the schedule and marry the design to your budget so you get the most for your investment. They promise an energizing experience before, during, and after construction. It's not enough that you get a quality building. They pledge you'll experience quality every step of the way. Consolidated Construction. OneCallToBuild.com.
Your sports, your show. From East River to West River, this is South Dakota's sports talk show, The Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on South Dakota Sports Talk Show on Fox Sports Radio. Glad to have you here. Let's go to Thor Nystrom. He's ready to go on the Pizza Ranch hotline, powered by the Pizza Ranch college football analyst, Fantasy Life. Follow him on Twitter at ThorKU. Here we go, Thor. Appreciate you coming on. How are you?
I'm doing great, Nate. How are you?
Good, man. So I got a debate, and I don't know where you land on this, Thor, okay? So let's see if this gets hot and heated here. Is there a Heisman Trophy debate between Hunter and Genty? Is there a debate?
To me, not really. For me, it would be Travis Hunter. I thought that the quarterbacks, Ward and Gabriel, both had a shot to sort of step up and challenge him, but it didn't happen. Ward and Miami get upset this past weekend by Syracuse, and then Gabriel, the stats just haven't been there in some of these games, even though Oregon's undefeated. Genty's a great player, but the voting block typically doesn't give it to a running back, especially a G5 running back. And the schedule they played was pretty rancid. So I think this is Hunter's award.
Okay, that's where I'm at. I mean, I said I'm surprised I'm seeing people even argue about this. The producer of the Nate Brown Show is Matt Kearney. He's a Boise State fan. And he's got like 50 burner accounts. I think he's voting in our Twitter poll. He's trying to get Genty over the top. By the way, why isn't it Genty? To me, Hunter is top 5 wide receiver, top 5 DB. Is that right?
That's what it is, yeah. It's the Ohtani of football, right? I mean, getting elite play, both as your wide receiver 1 and then a cornerback 1. And then he had multiple game-flipping plays this season in addition to that. So you have the volume of quality play. You have individual plays that flip games. It's Hunter this year.
Okay, is Shedeur Sanders getting overlooked because of Hunter? He's number 1 in completion percentage, number 2 in touchdowns, number 3 in yards. That's in the country.
So I think the presence of Shedeur Sanders is probably the best argument that Genty has for the Heisman, that on offense with the stats that Hunter's putting up, he has a fellow top 5 overall NFL draft prospect throwing him the ball, whereas Genty doesn't have as much help. They have a solid offensive line for their level, of course, but in terms of the Heisman, I don't think that'll end up mattering. I do think that Shadeur's getting a little overlooked for that, but he's not going to be overlooked come April with the NFL draft. They're both going to be hearing their names called very, very quickly. So I think he'll get over it.
Is Sanders the number 1 QB on the board? You do the NFL draft, Thor, and is he number 1?
For me, he's going to be the wire-to-wire QB1. There's people that like Cam Ward more. I haven't seen the updates on rankings since Miami lost. Cam Ward, he improved a lot this year, but he still makes too many mistakes for me. Shadir, the game is, I don't want to say it's unimpeachable, but he's the guy who's the most pro-ready. He's the most calm in the pocket. You see him going across the progressions. Like, you've seen stuff with Shadir the past couple of years that you see from NFL quarterbacks. So I just think it's a really safe profile. It's also a kid, of course, who has a father from the NFL. The NFL loves the bloodlines. And the fact that, this idea of born with a silver spoon, and Shadir was coached by his father over the last 3 years, and he still developed into what he did. So, yeah, he's going to go early, and I think he'll be the QB1.
Thor Nystrom on tonight, college football NFL draft analyst, Fantasy Life, where you'll find him. Find him on Twitter at ThorKU. Let's go to the playoff. The rankings are out again tonight, and Alabama's in there. What do you say? Alabama, 3 losses in there.
Yeah, for me, it's Alabama. And for me, to be honest, there's not much of a debate. You look at their resume against fellow 3-loss team in the SEC, South Carolina, who I think has the other argument there. Alabama played the harder strength of schedule, and they beat South Carolina. They're also the name brand, but the first 2, I think, are the topical points. And then the other team you could argue against them right now, I think, would be Miami. But Miami, their strength of schedule wasn't even nearly as good as South Carolina's. I know that they had one less loss, but it's like, who did they beat? At least we've seen Alabama take it to some of the best teams in the country, even though they did trip up 3 times. So for me, it's Alabama. And if Clemson upsets SMU, I think the ACC is a 1-bid league either way. And some people disagree with me on this, but I think Clemson's pretty safe because Alabama's pretty safe because if Clemson beats SMU, I think they just swap into the playoff for SMU.
Is it a problem, Thor, if it's laid out like it is? Could all change. Georgia plays Texas this weekend again, and then they have it laid out where Georgia could beat Indiana and Georgia would play Texas again 3 times. Is that a problem?
It's not for me. In this format with the 12 teams, I mean, you just want the best teams in there. And there's, it's not even like the NCAA tournament where there's so many permutations of, within the bracket, this team wins, that team wins. With the far less teams, you're going to have teams that either rematch or potentially play for the 3rd time. Hopefully we don't get a three-peat in the first round, but if it happens after that, it's unavoidable. I don't see any issue with that.
Thor Nystrom's in tonight, college football analyst, Fantasy Life here on the Nate Brown Show. Follow him, Fantasy Life. Here's how it works. The buys go to the conference champs, and there's big programs that in conferences are going to complain about this. Boise State could get one. SMU, for example, could get one. So they get the buys, and then you're having the Notre Dames, the Georgias, the Tennessees, the Ohio States playing lower seeds. You think that's going to get tweaked moving forward?
I think the only team that has an argument there is potentially Notre Dame and try to, approach the powers that be in the off season and say, hey, if in the final poll we're ranked in the top whatever it may be, or if we're ranked ahead of 2 of the conference winners, then we want to have one of the buys, or 3 of them, I guess. If we're in the top 3 ranked of the conference winners, whatever. But as far as the other teams, I really don't think they have an argument. Like, win your conference then, right? Like with Notre Dame, they just don't have the opportunity, especially if, it would look even weirder if Notre Dame had not lost to NIU and then they were 12-0. But just by virtue of the way it's set up, they're the 5 seed, and then you have one of a 4 seed that has 2 losses or whatever. To me, it's just Notre Dame.
Is Indiana safe?
Indiana's safe, yeah. Of course, they had to beat Purdue, but they flogged them. Even if they had beaten them by 3, I think that they were going to be safe. Just by virtue of finishing 11-1, the one team you lost to, they're going to be in the college football playoff. So, Indiana's definitely going to be in the playoff.
Let me ask you about this loss from Ohio State. Ryan Day's lost 4 to Michigan. How bad of a loss is this to what Michigan has this year?
It's really, really bad. Specifically because it's not just the upset loss, which was one of the most shocking results we've had in college football this year. It's that you lost to them the 3 previous seasons too, and how much Ohio State, the boosters, put into the NIL this year. I mean, they went out and got guys that we never thought would ever transfer, right? I mean, like Caleb Downs from Alabama, future first-round pick, Quinshon Judkins, one of the best running backs in college football. They took both them from, premier SEC programs. The fact that you couldn't win with that team, and they made weird decisions in the portal too, with how many resources they had to go with Will Howard, for instance, as your starting quarterback. There was a whole bunch of other options out there. It's a really bad loss, and if Ohio State, if they get knocked out in the playoff early, and I think there's a real avenue to that because Ohio State, their offensive line is a big issue. So if they get a round 1 pairing against a team with an awesome front 7, I think they're going to have their hands tied behind their back. I'm thinking of a team like Tennessee. Tennessee, there's certain teams that would match up really well against Tennessee. If you can pass the ball more and you can shut down the run, you can slap Tennessee silly. But Tennessee has a trump card of one of the 2 best front 7s in college football. They would wreck Ohio State. Tennessee will beat Ohio State if those 2 teams are paired in round 1. If Ryan Day gets knocked out in round 1, I think he's fired the next day.
Okay, that's what I'm wondering. Things are still out there with Ryan Day and what happens with Ohio State. By the way, I'm looking at the flag planting thing, Thor Nystrom. I respect your opinion. Where do you stand on this mess of a Saturday? All the teams, it was copycat all day long, trying to plant the flag and then fights.
I definitely see it both ways. I mean, like the 40-year-old adult in me wants to say, "Hey, win with class. Don't do that. You're going to start a fight." But I played high school football. Like if we had beaten our big rival, if I'm Michigan, or whatever, like I probably would have been running out there with that flag. So it's hard for me to sit here and be hypocritical about it. It's college football, right? I mean, it's something you wouldn't see in the NFL, but they are amateur athletes. I don't want to say let the kids have fun, but if that's what a team's going to do, that's what a team's going to do.
One Vikings question for Thor Nystrom in the Twin Cities. Vikings are 10-2 on a scale of 1 to 10. Likelihood of the Vikings making the NFC Championship.
I would say if it's NFC Championship, I would say I'll say 3.5. If you were saying Super Bowl, I'd probably be closer to 1. The issue with either idea of advancement for Vikings in the playoffs, it's merely the division they're in, and Detroit will almost assuredly get that win the division, and then get the fortuitous path in the playoffs, get the first round bye. Whereas the team that finishes second, in this case most likely the Vikings, you're going on the road in round 1. And you're not going home again, right? I mean, you need to win week after week on the road. I think this Vikings team is kind of flawed. If you're saying NFC Championship, I think that there's a chance, Lloyd Christmas and Dumb and Dumber, you're saying there's a chance that they could potentially win a couple games to get in there. But, I don't think they get beyond that.
Not a lot of Vikings love here. I'm trying my best on South Dakota Sports Talk Show. I had a season ticket holder for the Vikings today say a 5. He gives them a 5. Thor Nystrom tonight, college football analyst, NFL draft analyst, Fantasy Life, where you want to find him. Thor, always good, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey, appreciate you, Nate.
Appreciate you hopping in. Thor Nystrom from the Twin Cities, Fantasy Life. Great podcast those guys do. College football, NFL draft analyst. Thor Nystrom on the playoff and more. Listener text coming in on Notre Dame. Nate, Notre Dame already gets a bye because they don't have to play a championship game. If they got a first-round bye, they get 2 weeks off in a row. Yeah, that's a good point. Good point. I will say, the teams that got to play in their championships this week, I mean, that's outside of like the Mountain West, which Boise State needs to win to get in, and SMU and Clemson, like those guys need to win. These other guys don't give a rip. Oregon doesn't give a rip. Georgia, Texas, they don't really give a rip. They're at a disadvantage almost. So Alabama's making the playoff right now. 3 losses. Head coach Kalen DeBoer, our South Dakota guy. 3 losses, but Alabama's seeded number 11 tonight. Number 11 out of the top 12. You got Georgia, who's might have 3 losses after this weekend. I mean, they're at number 7, and then they got to play Texas in the SEC championship. They might have 3 as well. Well, they're going to get in too. So the top 12 going to have some 3-loss teams, and Notre Dame sitting there at the 6th seed right now. They don't get a first-round bye, but they're the 6th seed. That's not a bad road because if you look at it, if Notre Dame can beat Alabama, they would play SMU in the second round. I mean, Notre Dame's like in the semifinals. Book it. So you got to get through Alabama, but you'd get to play like SMU. Penn State, if they were to win, they don't get a bye in the first round. But if Penn State beats Arizona State, for example, how it looks now, Penn State gets Boise State. And they'll shut down Ashton Genty like you wouldn't believe. All right. No debate on the Heisman Trophy tonight. Thor Nystrom, who looks at it, he said it's Travis Hunter all day. Travis Hunter. And it is. Jake Terry's in next from Elk Point, Jefferson. He's the head football coach for the Huskies. He's on the football advisory committee for South Dakota. Are we going to change around the playoff dates in high school football? What do we think? We'll start there with Coach Terry next.
This is South Dakota's Sports Talk Show.
It's New Year's Eve. Get ready to rock the box, featuring flannel and pop rocks live at the Box Event Center. Enter the costume contest for your chance to win the $1,000 grand prize. General admission tickets start at just $35. How about an all-you-can-eat nacho bar? VIP packages, including a room stay and breakfast, start at $149 at rockthebox.live. Rock the box with us and ring in the new year with a bash. Tickets available now. Visit rockthebox.live.
We are number one. So you can always be their number one. Black Hills Surgical Hospital and Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center. The number one hospital in the nation for major orthopedic surgery.
Renewal by Anderson has done it again. Their incredible Black Friday event is back, and it's better than ever. But don't wait. Call and book today. Do not miss this one. You get 20% off every window, plus a Visa gift card for up to $2,000 right before Christmas. No money down, no interest, no payments for 18 months. Don't pay a dime until 2026. Call today. Act fast. This incredible offer only runs from November 15th through December 14th. Do not wait. Book your free estimate right now at rbarapidcity.com.
Going somewhere, going higher, faster, farther, going in new directions, to new places. At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. We're dedicated to advanced orthopedic care with the latest innovations, technology, expertise, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. Learn more at monument.health/orthopedics.
At Highmark Credit Union, we are big sports fans, and even bigger fans of our teachers. That's why we offer debit cards featuring our local high school mascots on the front. These cards are awesome, and every time you use your card, Highmark makes a donation to the school activity clubs. Highmark has donated over $5,000 locally to Rapid City and Douglas schools. So make the smart money move, show your school spirit, and open an account at Highmark. Visit highmarkfcu.com.
Hi, it's Nate Brown for WeatherTight Exteriors in Rapid City. I got to tell you, I just worked with WeatherTight on replacing the roof at my house, and the process was seamless working with this great local company. They were an outstanding advocate helping us get things in place. I believe in the work that they do, but not just me. They've been voted Best of the Black Hills 5 years in a row. When the time comes to replace your roof, siding, even windows, WeatherTight is the local company you can count on. Remember, weathertight.com.
Ever since Barron's Wilson Funeral Home first opened their doors in Rapid City 140 years ago, they have continued to make personal service their number one priority. In your time of grief, they offer a personal touch by being at your side through every step of the funeral process. They answer difficult questions and guide you toward other professional services you may need. See for yourself the wide variety of services they can provide for you by visiting their website at barronswilson.com.
You're listening to The Nate Brown Show, also streaming right now on X. Follow us and watch the show live at Nate Brown Show.
Welcome back in. The Nate Brown Show is on. Thanks for making this show possible. We appreciate that. Spending some time with us weekdays. 2 hours, thought-provoking sports talk from the biggest national names to the South Dakota sports newsmakers, all here on South Dakota Sports Talk Show, driven by Spearfish Motors. It's a great place, Spearfish Motors, GMCs and Cadillacs, great selection. We are professional grade, great specials on financing. Take a look right now at the new GMCs and Cadillacs for 2024 winds down. Start at spearfishmotors.com. Locally owned. SpearfishMotors.com, GMCs and Cadillacs. Well, we cover high school football a lot in South Dakota. Football Advisory Committee met yesterday. And some interesting stuff coming out of here. I think the biggest one is the proposal to look at moving the playoffs in that first round there from Thursdays to Friday. Coaches are saying, hey, we got to look at this. You know, Thursdays is tough. Let's see if we can do Friday. Let's get into that more. Jake Terry's on the Football Advisory Committee. He's the head coach, Elk Point Jefferson. Coach, good to have you back on. How are you?
Hey, it's been great. Haven't talked to you in a while. Great to be back on.
Well, I appreciate it. I knew you guys got after it after Thanksgiving, Football Advisory Committee, so had to go through a few things. And you went over a few things. I'll get into some questions for you, but let's go to this proposal that came out of there, and then it's going to go to a vote. Moving the playoffs there. We've had them on Thursday, that first round, 9-man, 11-man. Thursday, moving it to Friday. Are you just hearing, Coach, from a lot of the coaches like, well, this is getting to be tough with travel. It could be from one side of the state to the other on a Thursday, the school, missing school, the whole thing. What do you think of where that came from?
Yeah, so if you remember way back, probably 10 years ago, the first round of playoffs was on a Thursday, and then you turned around and played again on a Tuesday and then Friday. They condensed, 3 weeks of playoffs into 2 weeks of games.
Right.
When they made the change, they put it onto Thursdays to avoid any conflicts with All-State Choir and All-State Orchestra, which, is a really, really, really highly participated in event. I think Randy said there was over 1,000 in each, so that's an awesome deal that those kids get to be a part of. And, on the football side of things, overwhelmingly, that's the number one thing that coaches have or had us bring to the table is, we need to move those games from Thursday night games into Friday. That last week of the regular season is a Friday. Then you got a quick turnaround, which obviously has been done. It can be done, but with some of the injuries that you're dealing with late in the year, it's really nice to have that extra day to be able to prep with different things. And you're in your playoffs, your season's on the line. Having a short week really makes things tough. And I'm a big proponent of not doing anything on the weekends with the kids. We don't bring them in at all, but you're almost forced in that case to bring kids in on the weekends to at least do a film or a walkthrough or something to that extent because of that short turnaround, that short week that you have there.
Do you think do you get the feeling the ADs are going to say, well, we've been talking about this. Yeah, I'm going to vote for this. We're going to move it to Friday.
I really think that they will, because the example probably, I think it was 2019, we came out and played St. Thomas More. Coach Sullivan whooped up on us back then, and, that was a Thursday night game. We played at 6 o'clock, so we're on the road at 9 o'clock with that time change. We didn't roll back into Elk Point till after 4:30 in the morning, and then our kids were expected to be back at school on that Friday. That's kind of a hard sell as an administrator to have your kids out. I know there's a lot of schools that have 4-day weeks, but still having to get up and go to school the very next day after those Thursday night games. And since they've gone to rate seeding at 1 through 16, getting rid of regional play, the travel obviously has increased that first round of playoffs. So moving it to that Friday would allow some, people, parents who maybe have to take off work to take off a Friday. They're going to get home late. They don't have to worry about taking Friday off now. They could take off early. They'd have Saturday the day afterwards. And, the main thing that they're looking at is let's not let's not force kids to drive through the night to get to all-state choir on that Friday night. I think there could be some flexibility, and hey, let's get there by 9 o'clock in the morning the next morning without having to go that night. And there's room for a compromise. I'll say that.
Okay, I want to see how that works. We'll see how this vote goes. Football Advisory Committee member Jake Terry on tonight is the head football coach for Elk Point Jefferson. Their proposal moved the Thursday playoff dates to Friday. We'll see if that compromise can happen. By the way, do you think the crowds would be better Friday than Thursday significantly?
Oh, 100%. I remember looking up in the stands at our first-round game this year and thinking, man, where is everybody? Because we generally draw a really, really, really good home crowd, and those Thursday night games, it's different. It's quiet, especially that first-round game. You don't necessarily have the most well-attended game, especially if your team's going on the road, and you usually just get parents, and even then, some parents can't make it. They got to work on Thursdays. They're having to take time off to get there. So I would 100% agree with what Coach Rummel said that in the meeting, that he goes, there's nobody in the stands. The revenue's down, and the host schools in playoffs, they have to eat the revenue or the loss on that. That's something where the revenue goes to the state, and then the host school has to eat any losses there. So. As an AD, you're looking at, hey, we need to get more people in the seats to be able to make this work, to make it worthwhile.
Hey, I got a little heads up here, Coach. It might not be a good one. The Volleyball Advisory Committee meets tomorrow, and one of their proposals out of volleyball is move the high school football semis to Thursday instead of Friday. So, wait a minute. So a little switcheroo there. What semis on a Thursday, I assume, wouldn't be received that well.
I think that would be less received than the first two rounds being on a Thursday night.
Okay.
So, I think there's, like I said, there's some room for compromise. I think there's a lot of different things that you can look at. That volleyball season, we've looked at it before, and that is a long, long, long volleyball season. I think our girls played over 30 games this year, which you want to be able to play some games throughout the season and keep everybody healthy, and there's not that injury aspect, that wear and tear, the fatigue that football may have, where you could condense it down a couple weeks. I could see a lot of value into that. Or even if you flip-flopped football and volleyball state championship weekends, obviously volleyball is the weekend after the football is. If you flip-flop the two of them, then football could start a week later. People could have their summer. Volleyball wouldn't be as long of a season, it'd be a week shorter. I wouldn't be opposed to something like that, but there'd be a lot of logistics that somebody who gets paid a lot more money than me that has to figure out. So
we'll see how that goes. Volleyball meets tomorrow. They say we may want to move the state volleyball tournament the week before the high school football championships. And they say maybe move the high school football semis to a Thursday instead of a Friday. But you guys are trying to move the first round to a Friday. So here we go. Jake Terry's on tonight. Couple more. I'll let him run. He's the head coach at Elk Point Jefferson, member of the Football Advisory Committee. You and I talked, a couple of years ago about scheduling, strength, some programs and some programs that are really, really far behind. I've been a proponent of looking at other states saying, what about a success factor and a relegation? Where I haven't made the postseason for 15 years, can I drop down a class? Can I have some autonomy with my school and my AD to schedule some area football games rather than have the state do the whole thing? So there's a lot of things there. I talked to you about that. I haven't seen any movement. Is this type of conversation dead?
They actually did a study on it, and it's going to be released here this spring. I believe January, February, the board meeting when they're going to look at it. The results are going to come out from the study that they did looking into that success factor. They 100% looked into it, both moving schools up and moving schools down. Personally, I would be against having schools move up. Why would you punish a peer, for example, or a winner? Teams that have been successful year in and year out every single year, by forcing them to go up based on what they've done in the past. High schools can't recruit like what colleges do, so you get the athletes that you get. If you have a great run of athletes and all of a sudden the well's dry, well, now I'm sitting, Elk Point's case, we might be sitting 11A, and that might be a death sentence to us, where we're still small enough that we only have 40 kids on the roster. If we're trying to go play Del Rapids, who has 70, that's not going to be healthy for our program. And I think Winter and Pierre, some of those programs like that would echo the same feelings. Is, why would Pierre want to go up? Now, on the flip side of it, I think being able to move down would be an awesome idea. Those teams that, and I don't know where you draw the line as to who is capable of moving down, what win percentage, whether if you've made the playoffs or not. I'm not sure what criteria you would use, but I think that would be a great deal for those schools, those programs that are struggling, to be able to get their feet under them. Even if it's for you get 2 years to move down and you have to move back up after 2 years, just to be able to let those kids get their feet underneath them, let the coaches start building a program, have a little success. And
is there enough support for that? Is there enough support for that? I've heard from numerous coaches, we'd let maybe a Douglas who's really struggled go from AA, they can't compete with Pierre and T and them, to go to A. Is there enough support?
I think coaches in South Dakota, for the most part, want to do what things are right for football in South Dakota. Obviously you're going to have a little bit of bias towards what's good for my program, but Douglas moving down to Class A, who is that going to hurt, right? That's not going to hurt anybody. It's going to help Douglas, develop a program. It's going to help any of those schools that may be struggling. Do you allow teams to move from 11-man down to 9-man? That's where do you draw the line? What do you allow? Look at the success that Hill City had this year. Phenomenal job out there by those guys. A team that struggled in 11B, they dropped to 9-man, and now they did a phenomenal job out there. So kudos to them. Was dropping down to 9-man the answer? I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe they had a good class coming up, and this allowed them to get their feet underneath them, and now they're going to be one of those teams that are competitive year in and year out, because you start building a little bit of culture, build a little bit of success, and it's contagious. I can tell you that. Okay, so you think that'll be revisited here in 2025 after that study comes out? It might be. You guys going to bring that up at the advisory? Yeah, oh, absolutely. And then kind of an interesting one, Ab Nowajewski brought up, the AD out at Belle Fourche brought up a really, really, really interesting idea of having like a Western Dakota championship. So instead of having a AA, AAA, you would have a West River championship. So you would have some of your Black Hills schools, the Stevens, Central, Sturgis, Douglas, competing for their Western Dakota championship, and then have your Eastern side have their own championship separate, which I thought was a really interesting idea that the state they said they've never looked into classifying geographically as far as championships and by classification like that. So I think that's kind of a cool idea. You could have a Metro championship, you could have a West River championship, and would you still cut down on a lot of travel and allow for some really, really good games, I feel like. Would you still have a state championship as well? That's what I wonder what you would have to do, whether that would replace the state championship, or you look at like in California, you have a district championship, and that's what they do. You have a San Diego district championship or whatever it may be, and does that take the place? You have a Western, you go to the Dome weekend, and all right, here's our Western Dakota championship, and here's our Eastern Dakota championship, and interesting. Yeah. So he brought that up. I'm guessing he's talked to a few people out there that know a few things, and I don't know. I think that's kind of an interesting idea, an interesting take of looking at it. Jake Terry on tonight. Great stuff. Football Advisory Committee meeting was yesterday. The playoff thing's one of the proposals to watch, moving from Thursday to Friday, potentially. Head coach for Elk Point Jefferson runs a good program. Coach, good to have you on. I appreciate your time. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, Nate. Thanks a lot. Jake Terry on tonight. Elk Point Jefferson head coach and Football Advisory Committee member. Good discussion there. Good stuff. Let's go with who's hot and who's not every night at this time. We're back with it next.
This is the Nate Brown Show.
How do you make everyone's favorite buffet even better? How do you make the country's best chicken even more exciting? How do you make Thursday the best night ever? Wing night at Pizza Ranch. Boneless and traditional. A variety of sauces. All the wings you want, plus all your other buffet favorites. The country's best wing night is here, taking flight Thursday nights on the buffet. Only at Pizza Ranch. Pizza Ranch, everyone's favorite buffet.
Deck the halls with holiday scratch, scratch. 'Tis the season to be jolly. Good fun. Give the gift that makes them happy. Scratch. It's the perfect stocking stuffer. From the Southern Coast.
Must be 18 to play. Please play and give responsibly.
Get ready for the best Christmas party in town. Jingle and mingle at the Box Elder Event Center on December 7th. Let us handle the planning while you bring the holiday cheer. Join us for laughs with Say Leash, the hypnotist comedian. And don't forget your ugliest Christmas sweater for a chance to win a prize.
Have you been naughty or nice?
Special room rates at Courtyard by Marriott are available. Grab your tickets now at thebox.live and let's make this Christmas party the highlight of the year.
At Black Hills Federal Credit Union, we are committed to improving the lives of our members and bettering our communities. As your community credit union, we're here to get to know you and your unique needs. From extended service hours to the newest technology, we have you covered. Stop by any location to get started or text or call 605-718-1818. BHFCU is member-owned, not-for-profit, and federally insured by the NCUA.
Here's your Fox Sports Rapid City forecast. Lows level off around 36. Tonight, under partly cloudy skies, northwesterly winds 8 to 15 miles per hour. Cloudy skies expected. Tomorrow, slight chance for rain showers mixing with and changing to snow. High temperatures reach up to 45. Overcast skies. Tomorrow night, a few flurries possible at times. Lows around 18. That's your forecast on the Black Hills Sports Station, Fox Sports Rapid City. Right now, 53.
If you're in the market for a vehicle right now, you probably have noticed it's sometimes hard to find the right one. That's where Summit Automotive Group steps in. Stacy and Matt and their staff working hard to get a great selection of pre-owned vehicles at affordable prices. At Summit Automotive, they have a different outlook on selling you a vehicle. You'll experience stress-free shopping, friendly, honest service with no high-pressure sales gimmicks. Before you buy, drop by East Highway 44, SummitAutoGRP.com.
Stuck in a state of falling behind? Struggling to keep up with your kids, your finances, your insurance, your life? This is State Farm Agent Matt McCormick. Let me help you simplify and get to a better state. With me handling your auto, home, and life insurance, you'll have more time to handle everything else. Even more money, too. Because adding State Farm policies can earn discounts that could add up to 40%. Call me, State Farm Agent Matt McCormick, and get to a better state with State Farm. 348-0464.
From high school to college to the pros, from Rapid City to Sioux Falls, the Nate Brown Show is South Dakota's sports talk show.
Welcome back in. Who's hot and who's not every night at this time. Stories you didn't know you needed to know, but you need to know them. Who's hot and who's not, brought to you by the Pizza Ranch. 2 locations in Rapid City, also 3809 East 10th Street in Sioux Falls and 202 South Split Rock Boulevard in Brandon. Hit the Pizza Ranch buffet, everyone's favorite buffet. Your locally owned and operated Pizza Ranch. Who's hot and who's not? Here we go. In my who's hot, I'm going to go with the Black Friday football ratings. How's the Black Friday NFL? They're taking over Friday. That used to be for the Huskers in Iowa. That used to be for college. NFL, it was Chiefs Raiders, 41% increase in viewers from last year. They just started it last year, the Black Friday game. 41% increase. That's huge. Chiefs Raiders, and the Raiders blew it. What a game. In our Pizza Ranch Who's Not category tonight, it might be the biggest waste of time in your life. 3-part Netflix documentary coming out. Who's it on? December 17th. Interesting. I like documentaries. This is going to be interesting. It's called Enigma. Which NFL player do you think is that named after? The 3-part documentary on Netflix debuts. It's called Enigma. Who do you think it's about? Aaron Rodgers. Please. Give me a break. Aaron Rodgers documentary? All right. Back tomorrow on the Nate Brown Show. We'll see you right here at 4.
Save big money now at Menards. Spider Products makes innovative power tools.